Okay.
Good morning, everyone. We'll begin now. Again, we apologize profusely for the delay in beginning. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you all to today's virtual panel discussion on the journey of DMEO's Data Governance Quality Index and the way forward. We are privileged to be joined by an esteemed group of experts, each of whom brings a wealth of knowledge on this topic. Allow me to briefly introduce our distinguished panelists. Let me begin with Dr. Radha Ashrit, an accomplished statistician and a respected voice in public policy and data-driven governance. Dr. Ashrit holds a doctorate in agricultural economics from IIT Delhi and a master's in statistics from the University of Kerala. She is an officer of the Indian Statistical Service with over 2 decades of impactful service across various arms of the Government of India. She previously served as a statistical advisor in the Department of Biotechnology, where she spearheaded data monitoring, web-enabled project management systems, and key initiatives such as the Biotech Kisan Mission program. Currently, Dr. Radha holds a crucial position as a Deputy Director General in DMEO NITI Aayog, overseeing the implementation and evaluations of many government schemes at the outcome level. She plays a crucial role in assessing the data preparedness in the country through tools such as DGQI and OOMF, enabling decision-making based on evidence. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Radha. Next, I have the honor of introducing Dr. Devi Prasad Bhukia, currently Director at DMEO NITI Aayog. Dr. Bhukia brings over 2 decades of experience in monitoring and evaluation, ICT, R&D planning, and performance engineering. He holds a BTech in Computer Science from JNTU, Hyderabad, and an MTech from IIT Madras, and has earned his PhD in Computer Science and Engineering from Osmania University. At DMEO, he has been instrumental in leading some of the organization's flagship initiatives, including OOMF and DGQI. His prior experience at the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research saw him launch and manage mission modes projects like Jigyasa and Analytics CSIR, a national-level analytical facility access platform. Dr. Bhukia is also a published researcher with several papers focusing on performance engineering and R&D systems. It is a pleasure to welcome Dr. Devi Prasad Bhukia to the panel. And finally, we are joined by Mr. Sanjeev Kumar, an officer of the Indian Economic Service batch of 2009, currently the director at DMEO NITI Aayog. Mr. Kumar has built a distinguished career working across critical sectors such as road transport, MSMEs, skill development, and international cooperation. During his tenure at the Ministry of MSME, Mr. Kumar oversaw multiple schemes aimed at supporting entrepreneurs, including the Rajiv Gandhi Udyami Mitra Yojana and Udyog Aadhaar initiative, which simplified MSME registration. At the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, he led the implementation and monitoring of Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. Recently, in the Department of Economic Affairs, Mr. Kumar has built India's bilateral cooperation portfolio and has handled international assistance capacity building programs and represented India's interests on the global front. Currently at DMEO, Mr. Kumar is overseeing the evaluation of government schemes related to urban transformation, skill development, and has been closely involved in DMEO's assessment of data governance in India. We are delighted to have Mr. Sanjeev Kumar with us today. With such a rich and diverse set of perspectives on governance, data, and innovation, I'm sure today's discussion will be inspiring. Let us now begin our conversation with Dr. Radha Ashrit over the journey of DMEO's DGQI and the way forward. I'll request all the participants to type in their questions on the chat box or raise their hand if they have any questions. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. A warm welcome to all of you. Sincere apologies due to some technical glitches. We could not start this webinar at 11 a.m. So we are starting now. As you are all are aware that DMEO, that means Development Monitoring Evaluation Office, is mandated to actively monitor as well as evaluate various schemes and programs of Government of India. The DGQI, an important initiative, we can say that it is a flagship program or initiative of DMEO, is an enabler for all the activities which we are doing, like output outcome monitoring framework, sectoral reviews, GARG, and even the impact evaluations which we are currently doing. So the DGQI, that is Data Quality Governance Index, it is a self-assessment tool which we are utilizing across the government sector to understand, measure, evaluate the performance of each ministry in a different manner. We hope that this initiative will strengthen the data systems, not only the data systems, but also the current preparedness, data preparedness level across the ministries. Every ministry is implementing some or the other socio-economic development schemes and programs. For that, the data is being collected at a different level. This is mainly known as administrative data. So the administrative data, many of you may be aware that these are all having some kind of challenges, like the data may not be the right granularity we would like to know. For example, the data may be, we expect that the data should be available at the village level. Having said that, we will be the data is available, the current data set is available only at the state level. And the frequency which we are able to analyze. For example, if we want real-time data or monthly data, but due to various reasons, the data is available only after 1 year or quarterly or half yearly. So these are some, and the quality of the data being collected, depending upon the capacity of the person who is collecting the data, collating the data, will also impact the quality. So there are many challenges in the data collection or the data curation level itself. And different ministries are capturing information in a different manner. Because of that, there may not be a single source of truth. That means one information says some different information is throwing to the public. So, and data collected, data is being collected. Having said that, it may not be used in a manner which we are intended to use. And the capacity challenges at the different levels. And the institutional mechanism may not be at the right perspective. So all those will be having a challenges for the administrative data, which we are currently having, especially in the when we are looking through the lens of monitoring and evaluation. So in that, all these challenges, how we can, first we have to understand, identify, and then we can try for the different remedial measures, how we can take into consideration. So that means in the monitoring and evaluation landscape, or even in the data-driven policy landscape, what we have added from the existing one, that is people, process, and technology, we have also added the dimension of the data. So the basic premise is that all this will help us giving the informed decision that will help us in the effective governance for the country per se. In 2020, we started this DGQI journey. When the COVID struck across pan world, we realized the importance of the not only data generation, we also understand the different levels of how the information can be collated and can be put in use for the betterment of the society as such. For this purpose, we started at the you may be, some of may be aware that at PMO, there is one dashboard is called the Prayas dashboard. This dashboard has actually created for understand the development schemes across India to review as well as monitor on a regular basis. So accordingly, to understand the data preparedness level across the ministry, DMEO has been mandated to initiate an exercise to understand where the different ministries are stands at that point of time. Accordingly, we indigenously created one tool on diagnostic tool that is known as the DGQI, Data Governance Quality Index. This index is basically having three pillars, mainly talking about the data systems, data strategy, and the data-driven outcomes. This is a self-assessed tool we have prepared. In consultation, we have a detailed discussion with our collaboration with our ministries, and we had a training also at that point of time. Then we developed one toolkit also, so that this questionnaire has been shared with all the ministries. They themselves will report currently where are they standing at the data system, where data strategy, as well as the data-driven outcomes. In 2020, we only focused the data system. Data system basically talking about the quality of the data, frequency of the data, how it has been collected, whether the institutional system is available, all those things are captured through the data system. That was the first initiative which we have done. Around 50 to 60 ministries participated at that point of time. Then during the discussion, after the discussion with the ministries, we realized that there is a need for improvement in the initiative which we are doing. Accordingly, from the next year onwards, DGQI 2.0 version has come into picture. So DGQI 2.0 version, what it has captured is, apart from collecting information related to data systems, it also incorporated the data strategy pillar as well as the data-driven outcomes. All these strategies or all these tools currently have 95 questions, each dwelling into different aspects of the three pillars which I have mentioned. As of at one instance, you can see that 65 questions, but when you are adding too many dimensions, variance dimensions to each pillar, we will be getting different aspects that all translated into different questions. Through DGQI, we are not only assessing the ministry's data preparedness level, but also each scheme's preparedness level. Currently, we have had 7 rounds of DGQI, and from the 7 rounds of DGQI, we have seen that there are positive impact from this initiative. The score from 1.7 that was in 2020, it has improved to 3.84. Having said that, though the frontier score is around 5, there is a scope for improvement, and there is a scope for improving even the questionnaire, the questions which we are assigned, that also there is a scope for improvement. We are looking into that too. And we have given some weightages to each indicator or each question so that the ministry can assess themselves from the 3 pillars. Within these 3 pillars, there are 12 thematic areas we have assigned so that each ministry can assess in which area they are lacking. If there is any lack is there, that can be addressed through reforms. And if there is a positive improvement over a period of time is there, then how we can strengthen the current system. Currently, 74 ministries have been covered under this initiative, and this covers more than 650 centrally sponsored and central sector schemes. It also includes some non-schematic interventions also. For example, some dashboards of certain ministries, which are also collecting the data. So the quality of the data, the frequency, how it has been collected, whether there is any or data audit has been done, and all those things have been taken into consideration. That means through DGQI, what we are visualizing or we are aspiring is not only the quality, but even the security features of the data which we have collected and how it can be utilized within the ministries as well as across the ministry, how the information we have collected that is utilized for the not only the data-driven policies, can we make some schematic changes? If there is a need for changes, that will help us to identify the challenges as well as mid-course correction can also be, we can do. So with these words, I request my team members, they will be telling you, because we are doing the 7 rounds of the studies, we have learned many lessons over a period of time. So these lessons will be highlighted by my colleague Sanjeev, and in detail he will be elaborating it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. My name is Sanjeev Kumar, director here. I'm also will dealing with this DGQI operation here. So, ma'am will also. So, ma'am is also explaining about the genesis and background of the DGQI, Data Governance Quality Index. Also, given the light on the framework of DGQI, how DGQI operates in India, and how the ranking of ministry is done through the 3 pillars. So if you go through the DGQI operation in India, is basically covers the 2 type of approaches are there, is process and outcome centric of DGQI operations here. So the entire framework is based on the 3 pillars. One is data strategy, second is data system, and data driven. So most important pillar is a data system are there, because most of the centrally sponsored schemes and centrally sector schemes performance are still lie in these pillars. So based on this performance, and applying these governing principle are there, so that the themes and the pillars are also along with the governance principles, that is United Nations. Some principles are like the accountability, transparency, lawfulness, etc. are covered in this the DGQI framework. So if you go to the assessment, till now the 7th round assessment have been done. So within the examination, the internal examinations in the internal assessment of these 7 rounds, we found that is not audible there. So broadly covers, there are just 6 broad dimensions are there through the internal assessment. One is that the data generation. So the data generation is basically covers to obtain the data from the primary source and secondary source, because the ministries and department is also taking these data from the ground level, and after the analytics will be done. So on the basis, after the obtaining of these inputs data, we also designing, we improve the design of the schemes of the centrally CS scheme or CSS schemes. We will also concurrent monitoring will be done. And also the implementation principle of the schemes is also improvised. So that is the data generation part. The most of the ministries and department also uses this MIS dashboard of them CSS scheme and CSS schemes. On the basis for that, they also collect the data, and after the analysis of the data, we design, monitored, and also improvise these schemes. Second is data quality. Data quality is the most important aspect of the DGQI framework. Under this data quality aspect, the ministries and department will assess the data validations, that the data received from the primary source and secondary source is also whether it is in the right format or not. We check that. And after that, the data filter process will be going on to going to identify the missing links, as well as the data is in logical flow or not. We have to check this data, the primary and secondary source of data. And third is we also prepare, the ministry and department will also prepare the data summary. Under these data summary aspects, we will also the descriptive statistics is also used to drive the mean median mode of these data in order to identify the outliers. On the basis for outliers, the data statistics plays important roles for that. And next is the data duplications. So that in order to avoid these data duplications, we also use the Aadhaar linked the DBT process we also use and check the deduplication process. And next important dimension of DGQI framework is the data analysis. Under this analysis, when we have received data from the multiple sources, we also analyze the data in various ways. We also analyze the data on descriptive analytics way, under which the descriptive statistics tools will also use to analyze the data, their frequency, their median, their mode. And after that, the correlations will establish between the variables through the exploratory analysis of these data. After that, the causal analysis will also will be done with the making a relationship between the variables, like the RCT is used in the schemes for having a causal relationship, cause and effect analysis will also done for that. So the data analysis is important part for that. And last is the data exchange. Under this data exchange programs are there under the DGQI framework. We also use the dashboards. We also use the mobile apps, social medias, SMS, under which the data is disseminated and shared between the different ministries. Suppose that under the dashboard system, the MOVAJ also use these dashboards to track the KPIs, like the PM Swanidhi. PM Swanidhi dashboard is very important to track the street vendors, and their payment system is also. So that PM Swanidhi is only the important dashboards are Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, and also use that. And second is like the Skill India portal. Under the Skill India portal, we'll also use the life cycle of the skill programs of the candidates. We also track. On the basis for that, the payments will be get. The placement tracking will also done through the Skill India portal. Under this Skill India portals, the data is also shared with different ministries, and different ministries also implementing the Skill India programs, which also provided a data to the Skill India portal, so that a deduplication process will also check under this process. And second is the mobile app. Mobile app is very important for dissemination and sharing of a data, like the Ministry of Road Transport and Highway also uses the M Parivartan app, under which we also locate the RTO as well as the vehicle tracking will also done through this M Parivartan app. After that, the are you getting my voice? So the DGQI framework, that is data system part are there, how data is being captured, analyzed, and data disseminated, and how the quality of data is being checked. After that is a part of process-centric operationalization of DGQI. Now I come to the outcome-centric operationalization of DGQI, under which the under the outcome centric DGQI framework, we also promote the peer learnings within the ministries in department. So the best practices are also used to the other department in order to enhance their ranking and performance, and also to identify the gaps. Like under this process, that the NITI Aayog is also implementing the ADP programs, aspirational district programs, under which the dashboard is being used, under which the district collectors will also identify the gaps, under which they also accordingly to revise the scheme's performance and get the desirable result and outcomes. So other ministries and also imitating and also learning for that how this the decentralized manner, how the scheme is being operationalized in effective manners. So this kind of DGQI is also the foster the culture of the exchange of exchange of information and knowledge between the ministries and department in order to enhance the scheme's performance, as well as to attend the learning outcomes and the outcomes of their schemes so effectively. Other is that the data-driven policy making, that is an important part of this DGQI framework, under which we also analyze the data in order to have a policy making exercise. Under which the data-driven outcomes, under which the data is being analyzed, and also through the prescriptive analytics of this data is used for enhance the efficiency, enhance the relevance of this scheme in order to achieve the desirable level, and other the cross. This also data is also being used for the other purpose in order to have get better outcomes for that. So if you see under the 7th round, we should see the performance of these ministries and department under the DGQI operationalization. We see that in rural development is also getting good job, as after the internal assessment are there. They also using their data-driven outcomes, and data system will also improve under the 6th dimension, like a data generation and data analytics and data-driven policy making. So if you see the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, PMAY, under which in rural areas, they also uses the Awas Soft app and Geo Urban in order to have the mapping of the real assets, and as well as the payment process will be streamlined. So under these apps, the score of the MORD, Ministry of Rural Development, is also increased due to adoption of this. Other initiatives is also taken, like in MG Narega, the digital monitoring tools is also used to track the work progress, fund utilization, as well as technological upgradations. And other is that the geotagging of assets is also used in order to, and social audit, the local communities being involved in the implementation and effective implementation of these schemes. So the various initiative of Ministry of Rural Development is also use this on the basis for that the rank has been enhanced from earlier score to approximately 4.8. And it has been seen that internal assessment is that the scientific ministries like the Department of Science and Technology, Earth Science, is also doing performance, but the other administrative department, the Department of Legal Affairs, the Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, the social ministry like a Panchayati Raj need to be refocused on, so that the performance on the DGQI scores would be enhanced. So I think that there need to be have a next version of a DGQI in order to advance the, in order to transform the existing DGQI framework for that. So if you see the lesson from a DGQI, it also that there is need to be have under the DGQI framework, each ministries and department has a one data strategy unit are there, that is called data analytics units. There is need to be have a strengthened DGQI the data strategy unit in each ministry and department in order to have the good analysis of this data is received from the primary and secondary sources. So the capacity building is needed in some ministries department in order to enhance their rankings. And next is that the KPI linking. The KPI is under the data system pillars. There is a KPI of the different testing. There need to be a standardization of KPI pillars so that it go have a the effective and correlationship between the KPI and the DGQI scores. So there is need to be revisit on the KPI standardizations in order to measure the evaluation performance of this scheme. And next is most important that there is need to be the use of advanced technology and dissemination of a technology at the ministry and department level so that data collection and analysis process may be transparent, may be effective, and may be used for prescriptive analytics. So, at this point, I am going to be handed over to this Devi Prasad ji to get in.
Yeah. Thank you, Sanjeev and Madam. So, good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Devi Prasad Bhukia, Director, DMEO NITI Aayog. DGQI is not static, it's a journey which requires continuous improvement. Why? Because things around data and technology keep changing, including new policies, guidelines. The Atmanirbhar Bharat Digital Initiative is not a single standalone program, but rather a strategic component of India's broader Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. So our approach to DGQI must keep pace with the changes, and DGQI 3.0 is a way forward. So in addition to Sanjeev points, in this slide, we will go over some of the key challenges that emerged during the implementation of DGQI 2.0. Yeah, the first major challenge was the gaps in data availability across various schemes and departments. These data gaps make it challenging to draw comprehensive insights. Next, there is a lack of verification and validation mechanism which affects the credibility and reliability of the data reported. Without strong quality checks, the risk of inaccurate reporting increases. The third key challenge was the lack of alignment of the DGQI framework with the Government of India's digital standards and initiative. With evolving standards such as National Data Sharing Access Policy, Digital Data Protection Act, etc., will be not involved DGQI 2.0, so we are planning in 3.0. Lastly, there was a lack of standards for cybersecurity and data privacy measures. In an era of digital governance and high risk of cyber attacks, protecting sensitive information and managing public trust is critical. The absence of this safeguard poses a high risk. These challenges clearly raise the need for a more robust, forward-looking framework and build the foundation for DGQI 3.0. This slide outlines the core objectives driving DGQI 3.0. The first, facilitating seamless data exchange and collaboration across sectors is a top priority. DGQI 3.0 aims to break silos and ensures that data flows efficiently between schemes and ministry department and ready to share with public. It will enhance coordination and integrated decision making. Second, the seamless data exchange will be improved by adopting emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, blockchain, and Internet of the Things. Once the data is shared, among ministry department and non-sensitive data with the public, it will enhance transparency, efficiency, and accountability. Through alignment with the Government of India's digital and data standards, this ensures the consistency and trustworthiness of data. Finally, the transparency and clear accountability will build public trust. This can be achieved through robust data security and consistent availability, assuring citizens that their data is safe and used responsibly. Together, these objectives make DGQI 3.0 a forward-looking and transformative framework for data governance in India. So DGQI 3.0 is designed to closely align with the Government of India's digital standards and initiatives. It will focus on tangible outcomes, shifting toward validating results through auto verification. This ensures that reported performance is accurate and evidence-based to bring credibility and reliability to the data reported by ministry departments. It also promotes integration with existing monitoring framework like output outcome monitoring framework. This helps streamline reporting, enhance data-driven decision-making effectiveness in ministry department, and ensures the data quality mechanism. Next, a new pillar focusing on emerging technologies such as AI, blockchain, and IoT has been introduced. This pillar highlights the innovation and future readiness in data governance practice within the ministry department. Further, we will discuss some of the different Government of India digital standards initiative used to design DGQI 3.0. First is the National Data Sharing and Accessibility Policy, that is NDSAP, which aims to make non-sensitive government data accessible via platform like Open Government Data Portal. It also guides data classification and access protocols. This directly complement DGQI 3.0 focus on structured data flow, access, and management. Next is the policy on adoption of open source software, which promotes the use of cost-effective, transparent, and customizable tools. DGQI 3.0 incentivizes ministries to build dashboards and systems using open platforms, fostering innovation and reducing dependency on proprietary solutions. We have a Digital Data Protection Act 2023 is under drafted. This act provides a legal foundation for managing personal digital data, emphasizing consent, storage limit, and grievance readdressal. For DGQI 3.0, this ensures that all data made public, especially on dashboard, which is anonymized and privacy preserving, thereby enhancing trust and minimizing misuse. Going forward, we have National Cyber Security Policy of 2013, which provides a strategic framework for securing the cyber ecosystem. It includes infrastructure protection, incident response, and threat management mechanism. Within DGQI 3.0, this supports the emphasis on secure data sharing, encryption, access control, and protection against cyber threats. Then we have a MITI guidelines on information security practice for government entities. These lay out of best practices such as application security, encryption, role-based access, regular vulnerability assessment, and backup management. This also emphasizes the importance of having a Chief Information Security Officer to oversee the implementation. Going forward, we have guidelines for Indian government website, which benchmarks to assess how inclusive and accessible digital dashboards are for diverse users, including persons with disabilities. Then we have a Web Content Accessibility Guidelines 2.1, which are internationally recognized standards for making web content more accessible. These help ensure that ministry department platforms support universal access, reinforcing the inclusive governance. Finally, we have API Setu, an open API platform developed by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. It facilitates implementation of the Open API Policy 2015 and supports automated seamless data exchange. DGQI 3.0 aligns with this promoting API linked data sharing to enable efficient real-time access. These slides illustrate the 4 key pillars under DGQI 3.0 framework, categorized across 2 levels. Part A, filled at the ministry department level, and Part B, to be filled at the scheme or intervention level. Starting from the left, we have a data strategy pillar, also called the ideation pillar. This focuses on formulating vision and planning for data within the ministry and department. Next is the data system pillar or execution pillar. This deals with the data infrastructure, process, platform, data collection, storage, and management. The third pillar is data-driven outcome, also known as the result pillar. It focuses on measuring the effectiveness and result of data for decision making. And finally, the newly introduced emerging technology pillar under DGQI 3.0 is called a tech pillar. This promotes the integration of advanced technology like AI, blockchain, IoT into data governance framework. Together, these pillars enable a holistic data maturity for administrative data to ensure robust and future-ready data ecosystems. This slide shows a snapshot of DGQI 1.0 to 3.0 pillar, theme-wise self-assessment questionnaire under each theme. If you see here, in number of themes in DGQI 1.06, in 2.0, 13, and it has been, we are trying to finalize with the 12th theme. Similarly, questions made under each theme in 1.0, 22, DGQI 2.0, 74, in DGQI, it's in an initial stage, nearly it is having 45 questions. We always believe in the cooperation model. For this, before launching DGQI 3.0, we had a workshop with the Ministry Department views before launching the self-assessment tool. We have taken their inputs. Now we are finalizing the questionnaire, methodology, and user manuals and developing a dashboard. It is anticipated that this exercise will launch by August 2025. So as the DGQI 3.0 initiative matures and becomes operational, India is poised to establish a more formalized and uniformly governed data landscape with standardization at its core. This will be crucial for realizing the nation's ambition of becoming a leading digital economy in the world. So thank you. So looking forward for questions if any. So we might have received some.
Yes, sir. So we'll check the chat box for questions. We can take a couple of questions. How can administrative data be effectively utilized? That is one question. Would you like to read this question right now?
Yeah. So as we mentioned in DGQI 3.0, now Government of India is having open Setu. So now we are increasing the Ministry Department who uses the data with using API Setu. Those ministries, those portions we are giving more weightages and more marks. So it will enhance the Ministry Department to focusing on the conversation between intra-ministries and inter-ministry also. So this is the attempt we are focusing on DGQI 3.0. I think in couple of years, we may have some good success story that the ministry may have some kind of we can break the silos in during DGQI 3.0 initiative.
Hello, 8 minutes. Actually, sir is also saying that these kind of initiatives needed in order to have administrative use of this data. I think that apart from that, there need to be have a deduplication of a data is also hurting impediment. Is an impediment for use of administrative data is effectively manner. So in order to have a harmonization and convergence of the schemes is running in the different ministries. If the data is being pulled to the one dashboard, one portal, so that the data is effectively be managed and analyzed in a good way, and accordingly it will also identify the gaps that where the data is being is not in proper shape or proper way in order to have a data-driven decisions making initiatives. So that there need to be have a convergence and harmonizations of the schemes and the dashboards. So at the it may be the type of functional convergence, it may be that the policy level convergence. Thank you.
Can you move on to the next?
Yes.
Is the emerging technology pillar mandatory for all ministries or is it more aspirational at this stage?
Yeah, I will take this question. The emerging technology pillar, definitely it is an aspirational one. There may be some ministries, they are at a different levels of advanced stage of embracing the emerging technologies. So definitely those ministries are already in the verge of already embraced or already in the verge of embracing the emerging technology. Definitely they can be that is I will not say it is mandatory, but definitely they can utilize that pillar, as well as the information can be given to as a best practices to other ministries who are aspiring in the next level to get the best practices, as well as it can serve as a peer learning. So that will be definitely useful for other ministries who are thinking of it, but currently they may not be in the position to do that one, because that also need technology advancement and manpower and other fund requirements. We are aware of that one. So whichever ministry it is already in the front runner, they can definitely take it the best use of the technology emerging technology pillar, as well that their learnings will definitely be useful to other ministries. So we think in that direction. We are not ranking any ministry. This initiative is only to self-assessment, understand their own strength, and if there is any opportunity for them to improve and do some reforms, definitely that can be taken up by the ministry itself. There is no forcefully we are saying that you have to adopt it. It's not that. But having said that, it's a changing landscape. Every ministry is today or tomorrow forced to adopt these things. They not only this is only for ministries per se, the persons or the officers who are attending from the state level. We request them also, because we do reach out to many states, and we have already had a detailed discussion with the different states. How can you adopt the initiatives which we are doing at the national level, the state level also, as per their requirement, local requirement, they can make unnecessary changes and they can adopt it, so that the next level of data governance can happen. This is what we would like to highlight.
Ma'am, if you permit that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Please.
So that emerging technology, that question is that the use of emerging technology. Yeah. So that different ministry and department have a legacy data set are there. So data, there is outdated data, but not to be used for the purpose of these policy decisions making due to legacy natures of this data. So this type of the modern technology and emerging technology is very useful as an instrumental for making the integration of these legacy data to the present dispensation, so that this data is effectively used for the policy decision making. That is the point on my side to be added.
Okay. We have a couple of more questions. Yes.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you are audible.
In fact, just you had given a nice presentation and given a good insight about the data governance quality index for the central schemes and centrally sponsored schemes. But if the state wants to do it for the state-run schemes, such data governance quality index, so whether the DMEO or for that matter the NITI Aayog would come to our rescue, would give us some training and other things, so that the basic infrastructure can be developed at the state level. Thank you.
Sure, sir. Actually, we are also, as the part of NITI Aayog, there is one state supporting mission. You may be aware of that one.
Yes.
Apart from that, we are actually reaching out to many states as well as UTs. Can they adopt as per the local requirement, whether it is output outcome monitoring framework for monitoring the data they are collecting, and DGQI, that is a overarching data governance system in their state or schemes as per their requirement, as well as the impact evaluation, which we are the core activities we are doing. So we are actually not only reaching out to the states from DMEO side, you can also reach out to sir. We will definitely not only handhold, we will collaborative manner, we will work together and we can take it forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any state which has adopted DGQI?
Push lo.
Madam, is there any state adopted DGQI or?
As of now, no state has been adopted DGQI per se. But having said that, they have their own system put in place. 13 to 14 states we have reached out to different states, and we have described and given trainings to them, and how the DGQI works and how they can adopt in the scheme level for their as per their requirement. That we have given trainings as well as handholdings. More than that, there are many diagnostic tools and knowledge products are available on our DMEO website. I request you to kindly go through it so that you will have a fair idea how you can once we take the trainings or once we are discussing with you, you will have a fair idea what exactly the DGQI stands for and how you can adopt in your place. So that would be useful for you also. All the materials are available on our DMEO website regarding not only DGQI, other products which we are doing, initiatives we are doing, like whether it is outcome monitoring or it is evaluation, information are already available on our website. I request all of you to kindly go through it. If you have more information is needed, please reach out to us. We are more than happy and willing to support you. Thank you.
So, ma'am has also not told about the SSM, State Support Mission are there. So, this initiatives is also being implemented at the state level. So that at the state level, there should be have one data analytics unit. This should be under the SIT. The data analytics unit is also plays an important role, just like a DSUs in the DGQI. Kind of a similar that on the data analytics unit is also used to integrate the MIS of the different scheme is running at the state level. They will also integrate the data, and data analytics will be analyzed and prescriptive analytics will be done at the state level, so that the informed decisions making process will be strengthened in order to have the Viksit Bharat in 2047. So that is similar things are that ma'am is also highlighted on that part also.
We have a next question from Professor Chanveer RM, who is asking what role the university can play in this context.
Definitely, universities can play a very significant role, just like we have mentioned state supporting mission in each and every state. The state has also been identified one lead knowledge institute. So LKI. So that is an institute. You may or may not be part of that lead knowledge institute. There is no issue at all. You can definitely in touch with the SSM or the mini NITI Aayog mirror image might have been created in your state. You can check in your own state. So then you can also participate how the data already MIS data collected, how the data collected can be put into use for policy driven data driven policies or some kind of hand holding on evaluation of various schemes and programs which is the state initiatives. All those things you can do. You are the persons helping the department of your states to strengthen their monitoring and evaluation space itself.
Shweta Satya, please raise your question. Kindly unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yeah, good afternoon, panelists. This is Shweta Satya, and I am working as a Deputy Secretary with the Credit Division in Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. My question to you is, like we were not, me and my team were not able to benefit from your early part of the presentation, which we will once it is shared with us, because we joined 11 o'clock. However, there was certain joining issues, and by the time we joined, it was already 12. But my question to you is, and after hearing all these questions and answers, is we are right now working on Kisan Rin portal, which is basically the credit organizer of the short-term credit in Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, under which we have approximately 5 crores farmers data, and all the claims that we process is processed from farmers account data is processed from the unit link of the bank there in the district to the regional offices to respective bank branches which they belong to. So supposingly it is from regional rural banks, so it comes to NABARD, the claims is processed through NABARD, and if it is from RBI, it is processed through RBI. It is if it is of scheduled commercial banks, and that ways all the claims or the subsidy, easy to understand, is whatever the subsidy the government bears when it gives the credit in the form of interest subvention and prompt repayment incentive. The entire process has been digitalized, and this is how we release the amount, and this change has happened since the last year. So what I want to understand, and parallelly, as sir has mentioned, that deduplication check, so that also we are doing, and across we are integrating with animal husbandry, fisheries, as well as integrating with AgriStack and plus RBIH. So what I want to understand is how this exercise of yours is going to take it up so that we stop the duplication process. Like I see many banks also taking up these initiatives, and we have been time and again telling them that let's not duplicate the process, you can benefit through the API sharing. So I wanted to understand that when a forum like Kisanwin portal and other big portals have been done, so how we will benefit from this incentive. It could be a repeat of the answer, but because we were not part of the earlier discussion, so I wanted an answer to it. Thank you.
So yeah. So in this case, because of you are doing very good work, some of the ministry may replicate whatever you are doing in this scheme also. So you will be one good example for other ministries in this case.
Okay, so is there anything beyond being like, will we be able to drive, or like what exactly we will be able to do? Because now our all the data mapping is done, and now we are moving forward to take the claims which were earlier pending for 2-3 years to take it on the DBT mode. So we will be on the monitoring part of it, or we will also have to further integrate. Is there a clarity, or will it subsequently develop?
So here, what is there now? You told me that you have a very good large database. Is your database is available in open data platform?
No, not yet.
So this is one of the initiative we are promoting, because Government of India says that, because Government of India has some kind of policies. One of the policies in your case, that is NDASP. So in this case, they are encouraging the whatever data is there, because it's a sensitive, it is not non-sensitive data. Those data you can put onto your open data platform. So some of the ministry or some of the university, they can do some kind of research in this.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
One more question. 42 and
We'll take one last question. After that, we'll close the chat box and the session for questions.
two other questions.
We'll answer this question by Mr. Shantanu. How can you simplify the onboarding process of different departments? For example, onboarding by designation of officers instead of individual. It is impacting the API access of transfer from the department.
Yeah. So in this case, what we are doing, we are asking the ministry department to identify one of the nodal. So that nodal will be identified. He will assign the scheme-wise information among the department. Once it is happening, then scheme-wise the information will be filled. Then it will go to ministry department level. Then it will finally come to DMEO level. So in this case, there is no kind of impact here. There is no kind of impacting API access or transfer. No, it is not like that. Because when we say scheme we are targeting as a scheme. It's an individual. It's a ministry department scheme only. So in this case, there is no impact of the individual going from various ministries.
So any kind of list are there, so that also share the nodal officer. So that different ministries also. So the rural development ministry, I am awarded ministry nodal officer.
No, for example, I am the minister of rural. I will be accessing. When I leave it, then they automatically go. Then another ministry he has to create. There's kind of a user-based role access we are giving in DGQI portal.
Thank you very much for the patient hearing, as well as sorry for again we are apologizing for the delay which happened due to some technical glitches. I request all of you, those who are from the ministry as well as from the state government, please go to the drawing room and you just to see that how this DGQI initiatives can help you also in the data preparedness level in your department or your section itself. And not only at the ministry level or even the scheme level. The new DGQI 3.0 will be rolling out very shortly. So the different pillars we have told you. So you can now itself you can start assessing the current level of yours and what are the mechanism you can put in place and strengthen in your own department or your own state, how we can improve the data collection, data quality, data security, all these measures, how we can strengthen in your own system, because everything is needed. The institutionalization is a must. That is why data strategy unit, we are again and again through various forums, we request all the ministries as well as all the states to put a data institutionalization mechanism, that is data strategy you have to put in place, so that the monitoring statistical department as well as the technology division as well as the data analytics system put in place, so that the data you are collecting can be analyzed as well as it can be put in use for the best output, that is data driven policy outcomes. So that can be even reflect on your scheme course of implementation also can be impacted in a positive manner. With these words, we would like to, I will hand over to Nidhi for if at all she wants to make any statement.
To wrap up this engaging session, I'd like to extend my sincere thanks to all those who contributed in its culmination. First, a big thank you to all our distinguished panelists, Dr. Radhashri, Dr. Devi Prasad Bhukia, and Mr. Sanjeev Kumar for sharing their valuable insights and practical experiences. Thank you also to the organizing team at Global Evaluation Initiative for bringing us together under this theme, and to the technical support and admin team of DMEO NITI Aayog for this virtual experience, and to our audience for the active participation and thoughtful questions. We hope that this session will encourage further dialogue on building responsible and effective data governance frameworks. And we'll be uploading the recording of this session shortly on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all.